Hello there, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Figma Panther from Persona 5 the animation. So this was actually my first official Figma figure. I did get duped for a couple of £20 figures before I knew what Figma was and the high cost of import figures, and overall I'm not disappointed. It's a fantastic figure. I got it quite a while ago from Amazon. It was about 60 quid, which is a bit more for an action figure that I want to be spending, but you get what you pay for. You get amazing quality, some decent accessories, and a really good representation of the character from the game. Although this is actually based off the animation for Persona 5 instead of the game. But the animation is also based off the game and really close to the game, so it's good standing for a game figure. So when it comes to the overall look of the figure, it's really good. She's really well cast in this lovely glossy red plastic and dark plastic. All the plastic's got a nice gloss to it, which makes it feel shiny, makes it feel like a higher quality. My main issue is with the design of the character, actually. I'm not the biggest fan of the actual design of the character. I think the red stands out too much, and I think the whole, catsuit thing is a bit too much, in my opinion. Look at the head. There are two more face plates you actually get in this figure, which I'll show you later, and hopefully that'll focus. Now that's focused. The likeness is actually really quite good. She's got a nicely painted hairpin. Oh, that'll focus again. Nice painted hairpin, and the hair's really well sculpted. It's got quite a bit of nice detail that you don't really notice as much in the game. It's nice. The silver on her hair is all really well painted. I'm not the biggest fan of the pink on the gloves, but I think that does well stand out. All the dark plastic here for the boots. I kind of wish I went for either mainly kind of a bit more pink or more dark. Less of it, just all red. On the back, she's got a nice tail sculpted in there. There is a hole for the stand, but trust me, if you want this figure in any pose that isn't just straight neutral, you're going to want to use the stand, so that really shouldn't be a problem. I would have preferred it to be lower down so you can have it mounted on a stand and still get the articulation up here. We can't have everything. Unfortunately, the legs here seems to be kicking off to the side. I can pull it this way, so I might have to look into fixing that. Bit of heat, bit of luck, bit of crossing my fingers, and it should be fine. The joints are noticeable where they are, so you might not like that, but in a display and in a really cool action pose, you really can't notice it that well. But overall, it's a pretty nice looking out of focus figure. So how does Anne compare the rest of the Persona 5 gang? Well, I've only got two to compare her with. The previously reviewed Persona 5 Queen, or Makoto Nijima. It's a fantastic figure. They're about the same height, actually. Makoto is more actual person. I think Makoto is just a tiny bit taller. And then there's Fox Yusuke Katagawa, who I need to review next, who again is in a wider stance. And he's a bit taller. He is one of the taller characters. I think he might be the tallest character. So he's going to stand above him. But she scales really well, the Persona 5 gang. I'm getting Ryuji soon. He should be coming to me on the 30th of this month or December. Depends if I go with Amazon or not. Yeah, that's how she scales with the rest of the crew. Now, coming to the articulation. The overall articulation scheme here is brilliant. Start from the top, has on a ball joint that goes into a hinge and swivel. Sorry, I'm not showing that. So we've got up and down, we've got a rotation here. There isn't that much you can do with the hair, but I usually just have it kind of to the back and out of focus again. Sorry about this. Head goes up, down, around, waist joint left to right, forward, back, forward. So go all the way back, all the way forward, all the way back. Not too much forward, but you get a nice back, nice side to side, and a somewhat hindered rotation. It does get a bit tight there, and I don't know why I'd want to pull it all the way around. Arms, we've got a ball joint that goes into a hinge and swivel, so we've got a nice swivel here. Full rotation. Always be careful with when moving around a Figma figure, because they are quite delicate, and got a +9 here. I actually, ages ago, I watched a review for this figure, and the guy did actually break it here, and I felt really bad for him. So yeah, it's just a hinge and swivel here, so you can get all the way around, get all the way up and down. And then we have a hinge swivel at hands here. You can see that's just it's kind of a standard Figma wrist joint, which you do get a spare of, which I'll show off in the accessories. But it basically allows for a up and down, and then rotate it for a side to side. Again, an out of focus side to side, sorry about all this. Coming down lower, there is a bit of hip articulation where you can drop them down like that, which allows you to go up, a bit back, nice and out, getting up. It's a decent up and back, and you can push these in into the body to kind of hide them there. There is also a slight swivel here, so you can extend that a bit more if you pull them down, which it makes it look worse, but you get a more extended pose out of it, which I like. It's a nice touch. Here we have a swivel at the boot cutout, which just comes off. It's not broken, don't worry. And Makoto's leg is like that up here. She's got a swivel up here, and it just pops out. You just plug it back in. We have a well past 90 at the leg. Again, we have a slight swivel down there. I don't want to move it too much. And the foot we have all the way back, all the way forward, and a swivel here. So yeah, it's a pretty good articulation scheme. Oh, I forgot the tail. We have up and down, we have around, then with this bit here, spins around. So yeah, it's a really nice articulation scheme. I would recommend using the stand if you want it in any more exaggerated poses. I'm not the best at posing on camera. So yeah, pretty good articulation actually. So, as for accessories, she does have the hairpiece and the faceplate that I showed at the start, and the before mentioned spare wrist joint. That is very out of focus. This bit's going to be a pain. She has this rack with all the hands on. It's another reason why Figma always have the same wrist joint, is because they obviously share the same rack, and it's plus easier to mass produce a bunch of wrist joints. So we have two holding hands, we have two open hands, kind of expressive hands that comes on in the box. We have two fists, I don't really use too much. We have two peace sign hands for her. Try and get a focus shot of that. On the left we have a gun hand, on the other side it's just a cupping hand to kind of hold the gun underneath there, you can see. Then we have a peace sign with the fist and the holding hand. The holding hand's partly for her fan, which is an item that they use in the game to kind of, if someone's got a negative status ailment, they'll hit them with this fan occasionally and knock them out of it. We come with this mask, which actually looks really nice. Try and get that in focus for you. It looks good. It does have a bit of hair painted on there, which I would have preferred it not with the hair painted on there, so it looks good. If I just want them holding the mask. We have our alternate face plates. The other one's just a normal smiling, and we have a out of focus, looking off to the side, and winking face. I really like these. I like the winking face a lot. Well, looking off to the side one I don't really like. I like the smile. I like winking face. I would have liked a more angry face, kind of like Makoto's angry face. We have a submachine gun. Then we have the whip, which comes with a handle with a silver painted bottom. The bottom bit just falls off. Well, no, it falls off. It pulls off. It's actually quite a tight connection. You just pull it off to then slide it into the hand. Then we have the mid section of the whip and the end section of the whip, and these all combine to form the whip. It's fairly well articulated. You can have it curled in itself like that, you can have it like that. I would have liked it to be in more separate pieces so I have more control over it, and perhaps one that's rolled up to kind of have a holding. Like we've got an open-ish hand for holding onto the bottom of a gun, so I'd really like it to have like a bonus whip for it to hold. I might work on a custom, or I might see if there's a seller selling a custom whip. We also get instructions that just tell us what goes where and how everything goes and what you should have in the box. And to store it, we get a Figma bag. I need to write Persona 5 Panther on this. I've only got 3 official Figmas, so I've only got 3 bags to worry about, but the collection's obviously going to grow. Then we have a stand that has a hinge and swivel, a hinge, and then a rotation. This is actually an adapter. You can just use this, but I prefer to just use the adapter because one less item just floating about doing nothing, and it gives me a bit of extra range on the figure. So overall for accessories, really good set. Really can't complain about it. So should you get this figure? Honestly, if you're a fan of Persona 5, I honestly can't see anything wrong with it. It's brilliant. It's a bit more pricey than a lot of people might want to spend on a figure, and I completely understand that. I was a bit put off buying it originally, but I'm so glad I did. It's a definite 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Any support is greatly appreciated right now. Thanks for watching.